Salutations, class, and welcome back. We have Noita in line for tonight. It's a, interesting game. I'm pretty fond of roguelikes, and I'd like to be trying to play them a lot more on this channel. Might have a departure from Guilty Gear for a little bit. I'm waiting on a new controller to come in. A few of mine have been breaking. Not out of my, temper, mind you. Just a case of having them around for so long. Playing those fighting games will really wear them down. I've only played about 10 minutes of this game prior, so I have no idea what's in store. Other than it being a roguelike with a whole lot of pixels. Par for the course. Something about a bird and some eggs. Breakfast. Or the Illuminati. I suppose that's something mystical and triangular. Well, that's, a rather nondescript beginning to our game. I suppose we'll just get into it regardless. For what I know about this game, there's a simulation of physics for every single pixel. Sort of like all those old Flash Powder games. Did anyone else play those? Stuff you'd find in the mid-2000s. Little powdered sand games where everything is simulated like a whole bunch of dust. And surprisingly, not very costly on your CPU. Let me know how the volume compares. 1 and 2 to switch your wands. The heck is that? Water potion. Whatever that's for. Would that be a healing potion? Water is a little nondescript. Fire, however, is pretty self-explanatory. So our jump is not the usual jump. Almost like you're on a jetpack. Some sort of magical propulsion. There's something that's been sparkling there for a while. What do we got? What do these things do? Summons a bomb that destroys ground very effectively. Well, I suppose if there's ever any a moment... That's gonna... Ah! Alright. I was worried it wouldn't blow up that little part of the bridge we wanted. What do we have here? Well, that's lovely. Spark bolt with trigger. Spark bolt that casts another spell upon collision. And it doesn't look like it has any ammo. We only have 2 bombs left, it looks like. At least that's how these games usually play. Let's give this boy a little bit of a spark. And see what that barrel up there does. Collision damage. Hooray. Well, I'm enjoying the vibe so far, but I don't exactly have an idea what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, just keep looking until we have something to discover. And now that thing's stuck. I'd rather not go wandering through all the fire I just made. We don't burn bridges around here. Not if we can help it. Let's see if we can jetpack over those. And once again, we are completely lost. Is that blood? Well, something's been enlivened here recently. I wonder what that's for. More explosive crates. Those skulls are also going to be self-descriptive. He looks like he has a firearm of some sort. Whoever that was. I hope that wasn't a friend. A potential friend. Ah, more sparks to be found up here. Awfully quiet. Well, I can appreciate a little bit of time like that. There's gold inside there, but we don't have a way to get in. I imagine this is a game in which destroying terrain is very important, but given our limited supply of bombs, that might be something we unlock later. This is supposed to be a roguelike, so everything's going to be randomly generated, and we might unlock new abilities. At least until we die next. Which I would prefer to not happen. I'd also rather play cautiously. Thank you very much. Another wand. Pick up Berserkium potion. We have description. Wrong button. Eat. Why is there an eat button? Well, I guess I can't eat wood. What does this do? Only one way to find out. But with something named Berserkium, I'd imagine that's something we use for combat. What a lovely day it is outside. So soon. I swear it was sunset or sunrise when we just started. Nothing off in that direction. I wonder how they go about making sure that you can have a traversable path through all of these. I've experimented with dungeon generators before myself. Usually in cases like that, you have an empty room, and then you use a maze-solving algorithm of sorts. One that generates maps as it goes along. Or tiles, set pieces. Brickwork and blood. Wonder what that's useful for. So, being covered in water apparently does the wetness effect, but... oh, okay. They give us a description on what all of our effects will do. I've been noticing that a lot more recently in games. The set of standard status effect being wet, being on fire, being poisoned. 2 out of 3 of those are unpleasant. Extra max health. Well, we're doing well for not having discovered anything so far. I don't like this guy. He can shoot back. What did he drop? Toxic sludge. Probably good for us to avoid that. Don't think he dropped anything useful for us, though. That's interesting, though, that it lights up the areas that you've explored. Oil. Well, I think it'd be good to avoid that for now. Any stray bit of fire could destroy us. Slime. Alright. Curious pulsating effect. Those are also probably hostile. We'll just assume that's the case for everything we come across. After all, if they didn't want us to kill it, they wouldn't have let us. Chaotic polymorphine potion. Well, obviously that's going to turn me into a sheep. Or someone else. Whatever it is, it won't be pleasant. You brought this on yourself, buddy. Well, he's a good arm. I'll give him that. He's unfortunately about to meet his own demise. We have glowing red eyes in the dark. And yet more fire. Gotcha. Alright, see if we can pick up these little bits of gold before everything catches on fire. Copper. I wonder if that's conductive to electricity. What does blood do? Increased chance of critical hits. Of attaining critical hits. Would that be on me or against others? A fiery explosive projectile and 10 uses of it. I suppose if we come across any swarms or tougher enemies. You know, there's algorithms for that as well, being able to calculate the parabolic trajectory of a projectile. Zap him, make sure he doesn't come back. Well, luckily it doesn't take much to destroy them, for all the potential damage they do with those explosives. I wonder what benefit there would be of letting them continually destroy the area. I'm not going to get past here, am I? Not with that. I have a very specific weakness in any of these kinds of games. Where you have a limited array of supplies, I tend to be very conservative with how I use them. Ooh. I guess that means we deal more crits when we're covered in blood. So we'll give ourselves a little soak. I'll avoid making the obvious bloodbath pun. Damn it. Oh, that looks important. Well, this guy has a firearm, so... Oh, alright, that was quick. Holy Mountain. We'll check around the area before we go in there. After all, who knows, it could be a boss fight. I really don't like the sight of whatever the heck that is. What the hell? Something green, unpleasant, and blobular. This might be a dead end for us. Well, only one way to find out. Nothing going on there. Anything in here? Just rocks and water. Spell refresher and full health generation. So I guess that portal just offers us a refill on all of our supplies. And what looks to be an array of spells. We have 171 to spend. Gigadisc projectile, summon egg. Formation bifurcated. No idea what that does. Bouncing burst, energy sphere. Double spell. Okay, I'm guessing these are modifiers. Any of the blue effects. Triplicate bolt, black hole. Ah, and they'll show how much ammo they come with. Let's see what we got. A double spell sounds useful. I'm not sure what other stuff we need here. I'll pick up a disc just in case. Well, we'll have to experiment and see what happens here. Summons a large serrated disc with a curious flight pattern. I wonder how... Let's see. Simultaneously cast 2 spells. Well, that sounds exceptionally useful. So why don't we put that there? We'll have those as our sort of utility wands. The ones that come with no worries for ammo. Set those on 1 and 2. Projectiles that fly into a small sector behind of you disappear. Okay, so that's if you're facing away. All-Seeing Eye, Teleportus Dodge. I think a bit of vision will be more useful for us. Is that more blood? Just all over the floor. Well, that's something we gotta get out of immediately. Alright, how do I switch spells? Oh. Well, excuse you. Didn't know that was going to be the effect. It's a throwing arc. Does the water potion not even heal? What's the point of it, then? Oh, might as well figure out what this Berserkium does. A Berserk Curse. Well, he's got the Grolix coming off of his face. Well, it's official. Only 10 minutes in and we are officially screwed. Or 20. I suppose it's been a bit. Berserk Curse. I would assume we might deal and take more damage. Perhaps that's the effect. Is that mobile? It is. We could have some fun in here. So, how do I prevent myself from dying? Oh, alright. It alternates between those 2 spells as it fires. That'll be interesting. Green Barrel is obviously full of toxic sludge. Let's snoop our little way down here, make sure we don't come into more of it. See if we can gently hover our way over here and not touch anything that will murder us. Come on. Well, now everything's on fire. My work here is done. That's not the spell I wanted. I will take the bombs, though. Okay, that is an exceptionally dangerous disc. We should be careful with it. That wand is officially now a liability. Explosive. I don't imagine something filled with toxic sludge would be particularly combustible. But this game's already full of surprises. Not going to do much at a distance. That second projectile does everything blow up in this game? It seems everything explodes. Well, I suppose that's the experience I'm looking for. I need to keep track of which spell is there on hand. Five HP left. I don't think we're going to make it very far past here. Unless we go all out. This is where our offensive prowess will be very important for us. I imagine the coal burns as well. Why is everything on fire? And goodbye. And goodbye to you too. Are we out of saw blades? No, doesn't look like that had a limited number of casts. Oh dear. Allegedly, this game has a modding interface. I might see what sort of nonsense we can come up with. That's actually one potential idea I've had for a while. Maybe do a lot of mod development on this stream. Well, I suppose it was inevitable. Flaming skulls are never a good sign. We lasted about 20 minutes. Start a run from a randomized spot with randomized items. I think it would be good to just play a regular game until we have an idea what we're doing. What's that here? Summons a small explosive. I think I'd prefer that to the bombs. Most of the obstacles I've been willing to deal with have been the small bridges here and there. Back to square one, as is routine in roguelike games. That is very, very, very much on fire. I'm guessing those guys are drunk off their asses. Alright. You don't exactly have any answers for what you're doing here, do you? Whiskey! I love whiskey. Aiming is disturbed and alcohol is flammable. I think we should get out of here while everything is on fire. And stay away from that fire over there. Well, this is obviously not safe. Let me up, damn it. Try again, meet these guys I really don't like. We're still a little inebriated. More and more tunnels to be found. And lots of green slime. It's probably only going to give us a status effect. Oh, yep, looks like it hurts us. Another potion. Ambrosia. Wonder what that does. I'm loving this OST so far. Trippy. What's that? Mouse right on item. Drink. Pheromone potion and ambrosia potion. Might as well see what it does. Not throw it. Do we just right click it in the inventory here? Okay, there we go. Alright. I suppose you shouldn't just drink the first thing you find in a dungeon. Really. This game just keeps surprising me in the worst ways possible. I need to get up there. And I think I know just the way. Of course, I'm going to guess that our TNT projectiles are affected by gravity, so I'd prefer to come in from above. We'll find our long way around here. Dum-de-dum-de-da. And now that we've made our expedition, I'll just wedge this in here. a success of sorts. Okay, 4th time's the charm. I'll have to do it from further back up. Maybe that's not even supposed to destroy this terrain. No, it is. We just need to be at the proper distance. There we go. Well, there's half of our supply of dynamite. Gone so soon. And yet more coal blocking the way. Oh, at this point it would have been easier to just go back around from the beginning. That should take care of itself. I don't know why it didn't ignite the first time. We'll just let that peacefully burn away. And see if we can jetpack over it. Without getting hurt, preferably. There we go. Looks like another potion. I would have rather had another wand. Oh, wait, no, that is. Just hot gas, I suppose. Well, I wonder what that's good for. Capable of greatly pushing objects. Well, here's our first experiment. A phenomenal success. It's also very good in the proximity of fire. What about the sludge? No? Blood? Nothing constructive there either. Get our little blaster in there. And looks like we have another thing. I don't think I'd have much use for an ambrosia potion. But while we have the inventory space, we might as well. Again, dead end after dead end. We'll see what more we can find. I did not step in any of that. Don't feed me that nonsense. You know, we had an eat option. Do we get any benefit from eating mushrooms? Stomach is almost empty. Yeah, grass, let's go with that. That's an excellent idea. I think we should keep doing it. I don't think that's particularly productive. Get that taken care of. Collapsed mines. Alright. So it will generate a different environment for us. I mean, I know it's a roguelike, but a lot of them will just generate sort of a very similar map over and over again. I think we might have quite the variety of routes to always come back to. Now we've got collapsed mines, and what was it that we found the first time? A holy mountain and then a coal mine, I believe. some more of that gone through there. But, well, okay. Even the frogs are trying to murder you. And they're impossible to hit. Oh, thank goodness we're prepared for this one. There's 2 of them. Not what I expected. They're multiplying. Fornicating, probably. That could be the only valid explanation here. More zombies. And frogs. At least the frogs are so polite as to ignore us. Maybe at this distance. What happens if we eat water? Well, it does a lot for us. Can we eat the frogs? Not while we're underwater. Oh. Ingesting frog meat will cause us to trip balls. That might be the first good surprise I've seen from this game. Overeating. Well, I'm guessing indulging ourselves in grass and water is not going to do anything for our health. Roguelike games like to be very unforgiving with your ability to replenish yourself. And no more light to be found. Alright. Perhaps we're not meant to head in that direction. Second game far more uneventful than the first. Well, I say that, and then we find some health. I said we find some health. That's a maximum health increase, but that's not going to do anything to heal us for the moment. I hope he exploded. I'd rather not deal with him again. Nothing over here either. Evidently an area we've already explored. If the place is already lit up. For a level this complex, it's astonishing how quickly it generates. Okay, never mind. There's sparks emitting from him every time we attack. I really love the procedural music. It's not necessarily procedural, but it's a variable mix, I think is what's... please don't. There we go. A variable mix. Audio will come in at certain times depending on how the situation is going. You'll see a lot of games do that whenever you're fighting an enemy. Some of them will do it when you're, say, on low health, or something I noticed from Street Fighter V is that it would happen whenever one of the players is on low health. Hello Kayla, welcome. This is Noita. It's a roguelike pixel game. Every single pixel you see has its own simulated physics. Entirely destructible terrain, and you play as a wizard. Basically, it's a very freeform sandbox game. You'll find various magic wands and assemble whatever spells you need out of them. You came here just in time for us to pick up some new equipment. And welcome to the stream, of course. That is a full restore of both our fledgling health and mana. So now, we have $188 to spend. Firebolt with trigger, triplicate bolt, firebolt, spark bolt with trigger. I like those spark bolts at least. Ooh, a chain bolt sounds lovely. Spitter bolt. So now, we have a selection of a few spells for us to use. Double scatter spell. I suppose it's time to find whatever new stuff we can experiment with then. I'll go with the chain bolt here. How many spell slots do we have here? Only 2. And 3 here. Ah, that's a limited number of uses. Got it. I think we might save the rest of our money. Do we get a new weapon here? You're immune to electric damage, but metal and liquids around you electrify constantly. I don't think that's going to harm us too much. And you know I have a very specific fondness for lightning. You grow curious additional limbs that fight for you. Well, that sounds like some Cthulhu bullshit. Every time you leave Holy Mountain, a helpful homunculus is summoned. For now, I think we can go with the most appropriate power. Oh, that's going to get obnoxious. So I guess that's what it classifies as. Holy Mountain will be every time we find one of those shrines, which provides us with some new equipment. Did we have a chance to swap out our spells? Can we do that anywhere? Let's test that. Ah, we can't. So we will have to wait until the next time we find Holy Mountain. We're not going to take damage from that, are we? No, we'll be just fine. You know, there's a reason I wear rubber gloves. I actually have something similar to this power in real life. Except it's more like everything I touch electrocutes me. That's why, even though you seldomly see them, my hands are always covered in rubber gloves. Do a little glasses push, and there you go. My engineering mishaps are many, and they often involve me getting tased. That guy is holding probably something I don't want to be hit by. Let's see. Toss him a little bit of dynamite and see how he reacts. Something glowing over there I definitely don't want to have an encounter with. And once again, everything explodes and everything is trying to kill me. You know, that's actually a very useful effect. You see, the toxic sludge there electrocutes when you get near it. It's a good indicator to find liquids we might not be consciously aware of. More grass remaining unhelpful for us. Well, luckily it doesn't do anything to ignite the coal. Not that that's how it would actually happen in real life, but I played plenty of games that definitely don't know how chemistry works. That is very bad for us. And I'm going to blame that on the electricity. I know, for example, Minecraft has a lot of things explode when you trigger a redstone pulse, which is supposed to be electric. Oh wait, we could just do that. That'll be very easy for us. Is that a wand? What does it do? Simultaneously cast 2 spells with low accuracy. Critical hit. And it's 2 acid balls. Alright. We'll use that on any non-toxic enemies. Extremely dense rock. I assume that's the barrier to this level. Something we can't cross. Hello there, and welcome to the stream. We haven't been playing very long. We just got our first set of upgrades. Oh, and we're about to get our next set. Just in time. Get ourselves a restore. We don't have that much gold to spare this time. Do we have any sort of a description here? I don't think it's going to inform us. These look important. Explosion of brimstone. Long distance cast. Deep black hole. Those have ammo. All of these have most of these have ammo. I wonder. We have the opportunity to change out our spells now, so let's get ourselves a double spell. Let's actually put some of our more commonly usable spells on here. See how that works. We're left with many opportunities to experiment. We have 68 left. What other modifiers can we purchase? Not even burst of air. What are these? I suppose we'll take it while we have it. A bouncy, inaccurate spell. Run ourselves a little bit of a test. Oh, wrong wand. And that corrodes just about everything we have. Good to know. That's just going to do whatever it likes. Well, more firepower is something I can never complain about. And now we have another modifier. Pinpointer. Your spells fly faster and have lower I'm going to keep slipping around. We're covered in oil here. Fly faster and have lower spread, and have a handy sight line for aiming. That might be best for us. Most spells are now unlimited. Fungal disease. When near danger, you spout fungal growths. Now that is something I can get behind. The acid balls are particularly toxic to us, so let's go ahead and trade that out here. See how this works. Oh, we're on fire again. Let's not be on fire, please. Please let us not be on fire. Much better. I killed whatever sea life was in there. Maybe if we had it be a bit more stable rather than just mashing every single time. See if we can put these here. Let's go with something simple. We have so much to experiment with. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see specifically. That would be a much better use of those. Critical plus, double spell, put those away. Here, allegedly. Yep, that lets us fire 2 spark bolts at the same time. Or in a slightly alternating sequence. So I think that would be a much better use for us. Put those there. And let's put the TNT on its own wand. That air is hardly useful for us. We haven't seen what this one will do for us. That one we'll just use to spray randomly. This one, pretty self-explanatory. And then this one will be our usual lightning bolts. I think we are very well equipped now. Oh, and if we ever want a room to stop existing, we'll use the acid. And we're about to stop existing. So soon. I wonder how rare that unlimited spell is. That is a very useful effect for us. So much to experiment with. Dying is not an experiment I want to conduct. Well, there's our difficulty spike for us. We spent so much time building that up. But, as with all roguelikes, every time you die and start over, you'll have a bit more knowledge under your belt. The next playthrough should go a lot more smoothly. Take ourselves a little stroll down here. And everything's already on fire. I guess someone's done my job for me. That's a barrier. So you'll see the log here is slowly burning away. And that should also knock... Oh, well, it's not going to knock down if I kick it. But every single pixel you see has its own physics. You'll see when I move my mouse, we have an indicator just to the right of our inventory in the top left. Wood, damp rock, ground, or dirt, meat. Not the experiment I want to conduct. But apparently that's non-toxic. Very well, we are now officially a cannibal. I suppose that's some degree of mad going on in the scientist. Nothing but shrubbery. I'm not interested. There we go. Or some way we should have up there. What's the spell we have on this wand? Firebolt, simple enough. But I don't believe that will be destructive to the terrain, which is something we might need. You know what would have been lovely? Unlimited spells with bombs. Ooh, lots of toxic sludge in there. And gunpowder. So here's your demonstration. All of those gunpowder pixels that we have here all behave the same way. When they're concentrated, obviously they're going to explode. The individual pixels of wood here also just burn. They're also probably all going to burn away, so we'll casually walk our way out of here. For another example, watch that burn away and the toxic sludge will come spilling out. I think that's glass actually there in the middle. There we go. Just like all those old flash powder games. I played those all the time. Well, levitatium is, for one, self-explanatory. That should tell us exactly what it does. I'm hesitant to kick this. Kicking does nothing. Let's give that. Yeah, that green window that you saw over there was toxic sludge. And we are on fire again. Swamp potion obviously is not going to do anything bad to us, right? Swamp plus water potion, so I think that's how we're going to douse ourselves. That is our emergency in case we ever light ourselves on fire again. We're going to have to find our way through this maze. Slowly make our way down, where we've already covered everything in acid. There we go. Catch that before it falls. Or not. Well, never say I wasn't willing to hurt myself for money. Enough water, of course, seems to cure the affliction. I don't even know what that is, and it's trying to kill me. I don't think you get any friends in this game. Is that a lantern? Underwater. I suppose if it's fully encased in glass, that makes sense. That will obviously explode. Log falls, everything gets covered in water, and everything burns. That's going to leave a very hot present for anyone below me. Or it would if it kept sliding. There we go. That'll clear out the area below us. And here, presumably, we have smoke or steam particles arising off the water. Again, everything with its own physics. It's okay, we're no longer on fire. Ooh, another wand. And it looks like everything down there is trying to kill each other. Pick that up. What do we have? Magic arrow. Well, that looks like a slightly more stable spark bolt. There. We picked that up without poisoning ourselves this time. Red eyes take warning. Oh, this one has an arc to it. Very slight. I wonder if we have a zoom out function. Would be nice to do some long-range casting with this. What's this now? Chili egg. Well, again, that's nondescript. I think we'll wait to discover what's inside of it until we get to that portal. In case it, as a roguelike would probably do, give us something very dangerous. Those mines are definitely collapsed. And on fire. Well, I suppose I spoke of the devil. There's the portal. See if we can scrounge ourselves up a little bit more money. I don't want to deal with that guy over there. It's a shame to put this whiskey to waste, but I don't think I had a way exactly to climb over that barrel. Now we should be safe to approach. Oh! Well, thank you for lighting that up for me. That's definitely something I could make use of. We're going to light these on fire as well. I said... There we go. Do we get to toss that anywhere? Alright, hopefully this isn't an innocent newborn. I think that was an innocent newborn. Looked like there were hearts there for a moment. Whatever it was, it probably would have loved us. I'm sorry, I'm a terrible father. He's bleeding. More toxic fumes. There we go. Okay, the magic arrow does much more damage. Now, how are we getting our hands on that health? Is the toxic air flammable? It is. What would be poisonous and flammable? I appreciate the compliments, Kayla. Although I will warn you, I have a specific aversion to the worry that people might start calling me daddy too often in these streams. It's bound to happen. I've seen it happen to so many other VTubers. Well, that is explosive. Let's see what we have here. A much-needed recharge. Vertical barrier. Circle of displacement. TNT. Return. The bubble sparks were useless last time. A long-distance cast, I think, would allow us to cast from a different position. Triple scatter spell, that should allow us to fire 3. Allowing us to play... Hold on. I have an idea. Let's give ourselves... That's a nice little machine gun. I like it. Set that as our primary wand. And then this. Okay. I wish you'd tell me what it does. You don't think a barrier would explicitly hurt you, would it? Alright. Keep your nondescript spell effects, well learned. Gamble, you gain 2 random perks. The ones you're currently gain 1 to 3 additional spell slots. If you would die and have more than 1 HP, your HP is set to 1 instead. Knowing how much things light on fire, that's probably not going to be helpful to us. I'll just take the 2 perks. You can no longer drown and move in liquids with ease, and you bleed slime, but slime no longer slows you down and you have higher projectile resistance. I think that provides 2 very beneficial effects to us. Start ourselves off with a little machine gun. Coal pits it is, never mind. Seems like we might go down the exact same route every single time. First the mines and then the coal pits. If you're shooting more projectiles, it makes it much more difficult to miss. So this should do a lot for our offensive capabilities. Let's try to see if we can find another max health before we wander too far into the next area. Obviously something very important is behind there. Well, and it's apparently surrounded by wood, so we will give that a moment. Don't run away. You deserve this. I'd like to teach you a little bit about magic. The coal is also going to be on fire, and so soon will all of that wood. Oh Lord in heaven, have mercy on me. Does that do anything for my health? Maybe if it was cooked. I don't think we're getting that bad. The rat belongs to the fire now. He's had a formal cremation. Blast that. Ooh, more gunpowder. And more coal. Everything in here is flammable, but it's not particularly useful to inflame. I don't like purple sparkles. Given that what he was throwing was shaped like a bomb, it's probably something very unpleasant. those guys are a lot easier to hit if we're just throwing projectiles everywhere. Let's see, what do we have here? A barrier. That was it. That's a way we can poke them around corners. So far, aside from our initial magical blunder, we're doing a lot better this time. I wonder if we'll ever get a magic spell that's just called gun. After all, those guys have firearms, why can't we? I have done nothing to elicit these flames. Nonetheless. What miracle is this? Oh boy. On 9 different slots. Hopefully this doesn't kill me. Okay, it just goes in whatever which way it wants. Okay, that is exceptional. We have ourselves a rocket launcher. And apparently some little guy that loves us. Is that an ambrosia potion or something? A charm affects you. So I don't think that's actually something that's going to like us. I think he's just affected by the magic spell. Does it prevent us from attacking? It does not. A pheromone. Okay. Whatever that means. Maybe it means enemies can't fight back. Or will explicitly not try to attack us. That looks like a dead end in that direction. I'm glad this game has finally decided to demonstrate my magnetic personality. I've already forgotten what this potion does. Levitate. And swamp water. Ah yes, we are constantly slimy because of the slime blood effect. And yes, I did say rocket launcher. Because apparently in whatever fantasy world this is, people know what a missile is. Oh dear. There we go. Heavy firepower, but a low fire rate. Alright, we'll switch to a different weapon in the interim. I wonder what that slime does. Put that back in me. I need more blood. Rocket launcher, just in case. Oh, right, they probably would have dropped gold down there while I was exploding them. Let's see if it hasn't disappeared yet. I'm sure it has. Well, that's something very dangerous. And he spawns tiny versions of himself. Is he dead? Okay, good. Well, I'm glad that's over. That's just going to randomly select all of the rockets in there. We have a rocket launcher with a very huge number of rockets. We'll leave that out first. And hopefully not die anytime soon. We'll just use that because it's incredibly easy on us. You know we have to apply the triple spell to that, right? Pick up the little gold before it vanishes. Another missile. Let's change our bindings there. I think we'll need that on the much more accessible 2 key a lot more often. Hopefully those replenish whenever we get ourselves back to the mountain. Take a break here. Take a little drink. Hopefully you're enjoying yourselves as much as I am. Always something new to discover and always something to experiment with. Now, that is the portal we're looking for. But we have not found any more maximum health. I think we want to find our upgrades before we head in. We don't have a map, do we? Inventory. We do not have a map, so we'll have to explore on our own. At least I'm pretty sure there will be a health pickup somewhere. Is that a second portal? Interesting. Wander our little butts back over here. We haven't explored down... Okay. So evidently it's portals all around. I don't know if they present any difference. That's going to be blocked off over there. Slime protects us from fire. Okay, so it's basically another water effect. It's not going to make much of a difference for us at all. I said... nothing but rocks. Let's see. Oh, this is where we had the pheromones earlier. Why wasn't it lit up? I've already been down here, thank you very much. Oh! Well, now I'm stuck. There we go. It seems there was a little bit of gold on the ground. Is that the benefit of mining those out? Gold. Oh. Wrong wand. Or maybe it's the right one. Those missiles are difficult to control. There was a nugget up there. Did it fall out? I didn't see it fall. I suppose we'll make do with it. Hello there and welcome to the stream. We'll navigate our way back up here and see if we can find ourselves some more health. Ah, you see, we haven't explored over there yet. So obviously there's something there for us to find. And it's probably through these tunnels over here. Or not. More coal. Seems a bit too rough for us to just blast through, though. I suppose that's not going to happen. We might not have any upgrade opportunities. With us having so much offensive power from the rocket launcher here, I don't think it'll serve a problem. I have a hypothesis. Maybe the fire actually destroys the gold, and that's why we can't get any of it. Re-equip our little rocket launcher here. The damage is done. And it's done again. Well, at least our trip over here was constructive. We have a little bit more to find, it seems. Including whatever the heck that is. Another ambrosia potion. Hardly useful for us. Tell me, what is it supposed to be used for? I suppose that's the wonder of discovery with this game. Figuring out just what all the materials and spells and effects do to each other. After all, you're not given much an indicator that poison would explode, would you? Get out of there. And now we have improvised ourselves another route. Though it seems that just took us back up to where we started. That is something we need. But how do we dig our way up there? I suppose with a few explosives. We're making a small indent here. Let's try that again. Blast our way up here. Oh, this looks wonderful. Small floating projectile that homes towards nearby creatures. I think we can get rid of... Oh. Yeah, that replaced the one I wanted to replace. We're not going to need that firebolt. And you can't take spells off while we're out here, so... Bye-bye. We've used you for what we need you for. I don't know if we have fall damage. I'm not willing to find out now. Okay, that's cute. Not particularly useful, though. Maybe if we wanted to fill a room. Let's avoid dying. More ruins. I suppose we're not going to find a health pickup anytime soon. We might just have to go on. With our health so drastically low, I suppose we will. Get ourselves a much-needed recharge. $300 to spend. Do we have an option to investigate these better? It's just a selection of wands, not spells. Okay, we'll get a description while we're here. Reduces the spread. Triplicate bolt. That sounds wonderful. Splitter bolt with timer. Short-lived magical bolt that casts another spell after a timer runs out. I wonder if the order of these effects does determine what we do with them. We can't see what that one does. This looks to be just an inferior version of this one. Do we want that barrier, and how much do we care? Let's unequip it for now. And swap out this wand accordingly. So we have our rocket launcher. Triple scatter spell. I think this we can fit here just fine. And this, why not? Always do a critical hit on bloody enemies. I don't think any of our effects do blood just yet. Well, that certainly sounds like a gun. I like it. Now, for the grand finale. Are we just not gonna have enough mana for it? Unless that's actually 3 missiles. It exploded twice, so it's probably able to fire 2 Alright, so in that case, we fire 2 missiles at once. But it drains 60 mana from us, and we have almost 180. Does that change depending on the wand? It does. So, one thing we have to learn is that every wand has its own supply of mana. Let's put the full amounts on there. Actually, no, while we're experimenting. Okay, so that looks like it'll give us a lot of rockets. Shuffle these on there. And we'll have to do with one with slightly less. 250. This one has a much smaller supply, so I think we can use the lesser spells here. Mana drain 25. 5. 25. Okay, I suppose I should have read that description before. Including you. Now I think about it. Wand man. I don't think we want to use a wand with that little mana available. That, as bizarre as it is of a configuration, should do just fine for us for now. Plenty of mana there. Okay, I think we just knocked that one off its pedestal. Now... Cures additional limbs. You bleed flammable gas instead of blood. Let's not do that. Stains drop at a faster rate when moving. Let's go for the Eldritch option. That's a bit more Eldritch than I would have hoped. Oh! And it lets us apparently climb on walls. This is curious. That's a little unnerving. But highly beneficial to us. And we are dying. Again. Return to rocket launcher. That'll take quick care of anyone that comes across us. A spider with a rocket launcher. Now that is something out of your nightmares. We might have to take that anytime the opportunity presents itself. Anything else? Hello? Your nightmares have arrived. I wonder how they programmed that. That's absolutely wonderful. How they managed to make this work. What the heck is that? Steel, whatever it is. It says they fight for me, so I guess that'll happen whenever someone comes close. Not get ourselves hurt. The recoil. I love it. That is a very useful effect. We might have to use it more often. Let's not get ourselves be complacent. We need to be doing as much damage as possible. And make sure we never get hit. Oh, you weak creatures, inhibited by gravity. I, on the other hand, am not going to die here. Easy mode. prevents us from touching the toxic stuff as well. Cast 5 spells in a pentagonal pattern. You know, I think we've upgraded to the point where, actually, I think we can use those missiles. This might be our weakest wand here. Given that we have our shotgun here. Oh, whoops, wrong button. There we go. Give me that gold. Ah, not at that distance. Goodbye. Goodness, it just doesn't end. Well, that guy's not friendly. So whatever universe this is also has its variety of machinations. Come here, buddy. Let's tango. I got extra legs for the dance. Let me know how the audio balancing is. It's absolutely blasting my ears. But what I'm hear might be different from what you hear. It looks like that completely replaces our jetpack. So instead we have to find walls to crawl along. Oh goodness. Alright, fine, if you're gonna be so picky about it. There, problem solved. I am taking a very cautious approach here. See if that guy starts shooting at us. With his bounce, he might be someone we can talk to. Oh, never mind. Let's crawl our little way down there. Okay, no, he's definitely an enemy. His amusing bounce there looked like the stuff of a friendly NPC. Shoot the damn thing. There we go. Problem solved. Now what the heck is this? Something violent. That's not an egg, that's an actual creature. Everything is out to get us. But how do I restore health? An excellent start, and we should have plenty of rockets left. We're about a quarter of the way through. I think if we just used a wand with a lot of mana, we wouldn't have to necessarily do the triple shot out of it. After all, one rocket seems good enough. Another wand. Oh heavens, they're everywhere. Now that's hardly fair, is it? But it's a roguelike. Unfair is what we're here for. Every player's on the same seat. Huh, just like in Dead Cells. We're not particularly interested in a competitive environment here. Alright, that's bizarre. It looked like it just restarted itself. Let's give ourselves another look. That was a very good run. Long-lasting, too. It must have been about 40 minutes. I did not look too long at the time. Give ourselves a little zap over here. And another zap over here. Wonderful start. He might have a little bit of a rock protecting him. Or he just doesn't care. Alright, we will ignore him because we can. And because he also seems to be ignoring us. Plenty more gold to be found. Those are such bizarre creatures. Almost makes me upset. They just seem so innocuous with their little 3 dots for eyes. And yet, like everything else, they try to murder you the instant they see you. Berserkium. We have bombs in here, don't we? It doesn't tell me what that does. Was there anything down... There's a chest down there. Well, I definitely don't think Berserkium is flammable. See what this does. And everything is angry now. And I'm on fire. Swamp potion. Douse me in your... There we go. In hindsight, maybe it wasn't a good idea blowing it up right next to the treasure chest. That might have destroyed anything that was inside. Oh, it did not. Well, that's hardly beneficial to me. Spend 1 bomb to get 1 bomb back. Good evening, Potemkin. Welcome. I'm happy to see you. We're giving ourselves a little adventure through these caverns. I don't know if you played Noita before. It was very famous last year. Excellent little roguelike. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing in it. But so long as I have something to blow up, I definitely can't complain. Oh, another chest. And no way in there from here. Maybe not without some bombs. Get that gold and try to get out with as minimal damage as possible. Toss ourselves another little bomb over there. And this should let us get in just fine. Ah, just barely. No! There we go. I suppose we'll wait for everything else here to burn then. Without me. Please, without me. Ah, nice refreshing swamp water. Full of untold microbes. Let's see what's over here. While that burns. You idiot. Lit himself on fire. And apparently lit everything else on fire. I hope there's nothing too crucial being supported by this wood. There's a way up there, but I don't want to use all of our bombs just yet. And there's a potion to be found down there. Nothing useful here. I'd rather not go through the toxic sludge, but I think I can afford one more bomb here. Not where I wanted it to land, but I'll take it. Oil will be marginally useful for us, but with all of our incendiaries, we should do just fine. I don't like that. Your eyeball's too big. I'll poke it out. Toxic gas is also flammable, but let's not use our last bomb here. Oh, it's flammable gas. That's not necessarily toxic on its own. After all, methane doesn't kill you. It just smells like farts. Because it is farts. I've solved the riddle. The floating eyeball was made out of farts. Pot busters, you say? I have been practicing a little bit of Potemkin. I'm thinking about picking him up as well. I'm finding it hard to deal with the big body withdrawal. There's no Heian in Strive yet, so I'm trying to make do with the next best thing. For a time, I've been trying Gold Lewis, but if you've seen the past few streams, he's very frustrating to play. Look, I don't know if this is going to hurt me or buff me, but we are here to experiment like good scientists. An invisible force pushing and pulling you. In what direction? That would probably help. Zap him again, zap him again. We are left completely to wonder. And to wander. Wandering around with wands. Wandering. Well, that was ugly. I'm not gonna deal with that if I don't have to. Another polymorphine potion. Why are the frogs so spiteful? What did I ever do to deserve this? We might have to go up there. Oh, I see. The red effects here are repulsion fields. The white ones are whatever the opposite of repelling is. You'll see the projectile arcs towards them. So, knowing that, we should be able to safely attack the frog from there. Without line of sight, but I didn't expect him to move. We're at approximately half health. We should be able to make it. I have no idea what I'm doing for tomorrow's stream. Sunday, I think, is definitely going to be Guilty Gear. Saturday might be also more gear, but I want to try doing a bit more on this channel. Expand a little bit of variety. Just chuck it at him. And that's not going to help. We only needed one more shot. What a waste. Which is, how are we getting out of here? I suppose we have to. And kaboom. Well, I suppose we have a safe chance to test it. Oh. Well, that's cute, but I don't think it's constructive. So that's what the potion does. That's not a sheep, so maybe it has some untold mysteries for us. Give you another little zap. Steal that. That belongs to me. Do that again. And kaboom. Oh, I suppose I don't need it anymore. We have 4 HP, so the instant we see that portal, we are taking it. I'm just that magical, I'll have you know. I am a wizard, after all. The fantasy equivalent of a mad scientist. We will have a chance to look at these before we do anything with them. Projectile eliminate surroundings. That's hardly useful. Not enough gold to purchase that, but I have no idea what that effect is. Cast 2 spells in a bifurcated pattern. Well, that sounds exceptionally dangerous. A death cross. Dripping ball of poisonous slime, useless. Much lower cast delay, but no respect to your aim. This is hardly a useful selection here. I suppose we'll take 50% off here. Or, first, we can see what effects we can pick up. No, wands cannot be tinkered with, but enemies may drop blood money. No. Revenge bullets. When you return fire when hit by projectiles, and you gain 20% resistance to explosions. You get more critical hits. I suppose that's our best bet here. Given the 50% off here, we could expect this wand to actually be a price of 350. So maybe that slime ball's a little bit more useful than we expect it to be. We shall see. Especially with our critical hits. And with no limit to our casts. Ah, more stuff's on fire again. Ah, the minecart can move. Boost our way over here. So, gunpowder and coal to be found everywhere throughout here. Oh! Well, that exploded him immediately. Is that lava? Don't know why that bee or wasp was full of lava. This might be a very useful weapon for us. Hello there and welcome to the stream. Seems like the slime ball does an exceptional amount of damage. Worth the price, absolutely. Carefully find our way back down here. Explode more things we shouldn't be. There we go. Brickwork and glowing stone. I probably should have figured out what that was first. It looks like a wand pedestal, but there's no wand to be found. More stuff on fire. And you, my friend, are about to get slimed. Okay, that's not working. I think the crits... Oh, heavens. Yay! Sewer water once again saves the day for us. Unsanitary, but I suppose being dirty is better than being on fire. More lava. Was that seriously inside of that wasp? Those are green. I think that first one we encountered was orange or yellow. Ah, come back here. Maybe the price we paid was for the wand itself. 66 mana. Hardly an upgrade. That was exploding right behind me and I wasn't looking at it. That is how cool guys operate. You're not supposed to look at explosions. Another guy with a rifle. I think those are polymorphing bombs. They have the same color. Of course, I have no idea until I get hit. That is not an experiment I'm going to run. Boost our little way through here and get you shot. Okay. Nah, we'll be fine. He won't be. I don't like you. Ah, I think the slime just prevents them from flying. Weighs them down. So, maybe it was worth it. Ah, everything is sticky. Unsanitary. Get ourselves a few more bombs going down through here. And there we go. Ah, another guy. I've got an idea. If you would stop interrupting my work, I'm doing something very constructive here. No, no, you go over there. And you go over here. Or not. There we go. Just as planned. We have a little bit more room to explore over here. I think that's toxic sludge. Let's try not to tread into it too deeply. Gray rock. And volcanic sand. This really is just a powder game, isn't it? Well, I knew how heavily addicting those games were back then. Shouldn't be any different now. What's the purple? Chaotic polymorphine. Might as well. Well, that's curious. but not the most constructive. That's another thing. Okay, that's a hive of the damn things. Where is the lava? Okay, the lava's coming from them. I don't think we have much of a reason to be over there. Let me guess, they're called fireflies. That would make sense. I don't think we're gonna have an opportunity to return back down there. It's all lava at this point. It belongs to the wasps. Ooh! This was definitely worth the hassle. Fireballs, you say? This will give us a chance. Come on. And maybe it's immune to fire. That's doing damage. That's still doing some. Alley-oop. Alright, take a breather. Now then. Bitterbolt light. Okay, we have all the statistics up here, and we should probably pay more attention to those when we're picking out our next wands. That's going to be a bottom of the barrel right there, it looks like. Dynamite. Summon hollow egg. Summons an otherwise empty egg that casts a spell upon cracking open. That actually sounds a lot more fun. We might pick that just for the option of it being interesting. Casting light eggs everywhere. See what this does. Well, we gotta let it break. It's not really casting a spell now, is it? Well, we have our bombs back. I don't think we even used them in the last floor. This might have actually given us a better opinion on what we should have picked. You bleed flammable oil, but are immune to fire. You can sense nearby items. Enemies near you take damage. A higher help. Well, I think just not having trouble with lighting on fire all the time will be a lot better for us. That's not useful for us. That's a very curious wand. But it's beyond our price range at this point. Hey Marky, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Ah, well, the egg certainly does damage. So long as we can hit something with it. Oh dear. Well, that blocked us from being on fire, at least. See what other sort of nonsense we can get into. Yeah, I suppose that'll work. Actually, you know what? While we're here, let's test if this game has fall damage. We'll test for fall damage at the very beginning of a level. At the beginning of a run. The eggs certainly don't do much. Maybe they need to take more damage. We are needing an opportunity to experiment. Did that egg just create another egg? Did it literally just cast egg? The description says it casts a random spell. Casts a spell on cracking open. Maybe you need to apply another spell effect here. Or maybe that's what it's literally doing. It's cycling from egg to egg. Huh. All the more for us to experiment with. We're always gonna keep dying every time we come back here, aren't we? Until we figure out how to better deal with these folk. Interesting. It's just a little pedestal. A little shrine of sorts. Here, rats like eggs. Take this and go away. Wow, he's hiding underneath there. I'm petty enough to do this. And completely miss our shot. All right. More ice. Okay, so when they're hit by projectiles, they retaliate with their own. That's a bit of knowledge I didn't know I needed. I don't like you moving around like that. Gives me conniptions. Well, you're obviously doing a very good job of killing me. Good lord, they're everywhere. So, those guys explode too. You did see the wand on here, right? So, I guess that's actually what this is, some sort of a pedestal. So soon. What I would have given for another rocket launcher here. We were performing so well for a time. 20 minutes. Places visited 5. Let's check our little tab here. Maybe this will give us some more insight on these enemies. It does not. We have a list of their names, and that's it. Seems like there's a lot more effects for us to discover. Let's give it one more go, then. Alright, it restarts the game every single time that happens. Noted. Take a drink. If you're enjoying the stream, please like and subscribe. It'll help me along a bit better. See what we can do about my production value in the future. Let me in. That's just another acceleratium potion. Probably not too useful there. Get ourselves some more toxic sludge. Find our way around here. Up over the hill. More of the water. And more explosives to be found, and still no action. I suppose we haven't wandered deep enough in. Well, chaotic polymorphine will certainly be fun for us. We'll use that if we encounter any difficult enemies. Although so far we haven't managed to make it work. Bouncing Burst. So that's the spell we start with this time. Give me that before you explode. There we go. That's just what we were fishing for. Boards are on fire, and that's about to explode too. Or so you'd think. Well, there we go. Timing was immaculate. With the bouncing bolts here, we should be able to find some angles to ricochet. There we go. Get that gold without touching the sludge. Boink. Maybe not so hard next time. What's that down there? Whiskey? Oil? Give it another kick. Oh, well, whatever was down here had a lot of gold. Ah, right, we didn't really check for fall damage, did we? A game like this, they'd probably be merciful on you and not let you have it. So far, it seems no. We'll test for deeper pits later. If that's the case, we don't need to feather our jumping on the way down. Let's see if we can find ourselves some extra health first. And more importantly, a wand. Or something. We only have a small supply of polymorphine. So much more to discover. Ah, there we go. There's a wand up there. Get ourselves a little bit of gold. That might just be a potion. Either way, while our inventory isn't full, we want more stuff. The bouncy bolt is probably one of the best weapons for us while we're in a small enclosed space. That's going to be the entire duration of the game, isn't it? So that's flammable oil right there. And you, my friend, are apparently made of lava. Oh dear. Oh dear. I can't remember if this is water. Snow potion. Alright. Interesting. That's steel. Shouldn't be too durable, right? Well, it's able to resist a bomb. Oh, wrong weapon. But I suppose that's constructively destructive as well. It's all on fire. You're not going to last long, buddy. This was a really bad idea. All for want of a nugget. I suppose it's worth it, be it gold or chicken. Ah, found our way into the oil room, have we? Now we need to navigate past everything on fire. This better be worth it. Oh, that's interesting, Elena. Interesting enough. It's incredibly inaccurate, though. Alright, I think the damage is worth it. I think now... Okay, never mind, it has a limited number of casts. That's slightly less useful than I anticipated it to be. Get ourselves some water. And I think after that little fiasco, we might just be best off finding that portal again. Or not. One more. I can't be done yet. Not after a blunder like that. Oh, I'm hopelessly addicted already. Angrily kick this cart. It's all your fault. What's our spell this time? Spitter Bolt. Short-lived magical bolt. Simple enough. And it does an exceptional amount of damage. So I suppose it will stick with us. Already have ourselves a little shop here. Well, the conditions this time around seem to be turning out a lot better for us. A new wand. With a fireball, we're already exceptionally well equipped. Give me that. Wander a little way through here. Another oil potion. We definitely need to use those a lot more often. But it doesn't seem like we're given too much of an opportunity to approach something cautiously. Alley-oop. Whatever that is, it's incredibly ugly and I don't like it. A sheep with fly wings. Well, now I've seen everything. I'm not much of a biologist, but even I wouldn't make an abomination like that. That's beyond my range of abilities. There we go. At least they glow in the dark. Easy to tell that they're coming. Unlike you. Never mind you. Ah. That is where we need to go. Get ourselves a little bit of fire in here. I wonder. See if we can do this without them noticing. It's a start. Hopefully those don't hurt me and that's just the sludge. Give me more swamp water. Douse me in that benevolent sewage. Just aim at a wall, it'll hit something. Well, I suppose we have to carve our way in from a different direction now. Get out of my way. Jetpack our little way up here. Wow, everything's corrosive. At least the upgrades don't get hurt. That is what we were looking for. Get rid of that before it causes any harm. And we have these little chunks in the way. There we go. So now, it's just a way to get to the exit from here. Wrong wands, that's the one I'm looking for. Hitting all the wrong buttons. I'm gonna end up destroying myself, aren't I? Look, it's not my fault that everything's on fire. Absolutely not. And if it is, I refuse to take the blame for it. I'll pin it on someone else. Even the dirt is flammable. Can I eat this blood? That's a very bad idea, but apparently I can. Ah, that's what we'd be looking for. Let me open it. Didn't exactly tell me what I got now, did you? It looked like another power-up. Was that more... Okay. Now it showed me. I just missed that the first time around. The little magic ring there made me think I picked up a power-up of some sort. What does ambrosia even do? Snow pouch. Well, that seems self-explanatory, but what about the ambrosia? Oh, alright. Maybe those are far more useful than we would have expected. If we ever get ourselves towards a difficult fight... I agree, Mark. The wand here seems very useful. Just blasting everything every which way. So that is electrified, whatever it is. Oh dear. So that's not going to blow it up. A little bit of fire might. So whatever that is, it's apparently just shocking the area around it. I don't think that's anything I can pick up or use. That we need. Get our useful little wand out. That was unintentional, but that will definitely get rid of the wood for us. Get ourselves a little bit more blasting done. Gold gone. Smoke rising. And I need more sewage. There we go. Oh no, it's gonna burn the treasure chest too. Oh! Oh, that just opens it. And I know gold is not flammable. Hopefully that's not going to deteriorate before we get in there. Notes taken, this is our first playthrough. We'll have to be a lot more proactive in those situations. We have 204. Weird fungus. Oh, that's gonna make us trip. Well, that warps the audio and the visuals. Note to self, don't eat random mushrooms you find on the ground. Blood cloud, toxic mist, circle of unstable metamorphosis. A glowing lance sounds the least malevolent. And the most predictable. At least for now. Blood, weird fungus, and... oh, there's an upgrade in there. I think now is an excellent time for us to find that exit. Get ourselves a little bit of blasting done. And down here we haven't explored yet. Jetpack our way up through here. Oh, what do we have here? I don't want to fall for that again. But it'll probably be useful than our little fireball wand here. For the moment, I think we can set that to our primary. Just whichever is best for combat that we don't have to worry about the ammo for. Flummuxium potion. Carrying powdery materials, ambrosia, oil. I think that we can just get rid of. Yeet. Actually, I want to see what it does. Yeah, self-explanatory. Just snow. Whatever use that has. There we go. We're at least a lot more proactive on that this time around. Note, we're using Wand 1 now for the bouncy spells. Yeah, that I can just aim wherever and it'll work. Flummox. What the heck does that do? Only one way to find out. Ooh! Nope, that is very much not a good potion. That reverses your controls, apparently. Broken wand. Ah, well. I don't think that's going to be too useful for us. Broken wand. Well, that's an explanation as for what that does. We're mostly here to experiment until we actually know what we're doing. Give me that gold. And get me out of here before I hurt myself even more. I'll wait for that to wear off. Water apparently fixes that. Note, if you're ever confused, just try to drown yourself. Don't take that advice. I'm not responsible for it. Luminous drill. That sounds like that's something that could destroy terrain. Ah, well, I suppose the glowing lance does the same. Cuts through soft materials. So probably not the stone here. Pinpointed short-range beam of concentrated light. Well, it cuts through anything, but we have absolutely no mana for it. Mana drain 10. Minamax 93. Okay, we have comparator tables here. And that would still be the best one for it. 250 max mana altogether. Electric Torch. No real explanations on what these do. Let's see. Number bouncing bursts is just fine for us. Bombs. Spitter bolts. Oh, while we're at it, let's get ourselves another one. I don't think we have immediately a need for any of these other ones. Glittering Field. I'll spare them for now. Hearts bestow more maximum health. Well, where am I getting those? Creatures become more friendly towards each other. Hardly constructive for me, is it? You take no direct damage from explosions. The world could use a bit more love, whatever the hell that means. Coal pits we are. We are once again making progress. And there's the gold down there. Let's see if we can pick up some of it. There. Noted, laser drill does not catch things on fire. Okay, so it has a casting delay. I think if we had multiple instances of those on one wand, we could have a much better drill out of it. Cast delay, recharge time. Alright. Well, we hardly need any other spells now, do we? Swamp me. And don't let me die. Not so soon. We've just begun our work. What do you do? You do... Ah. Oh, I like that. That might be a bit better for our mid-range engagements. We know those spheres do a lot more damage. Ah, well, you know, I have a bias towards lightning bolts. We're going to have to. At least test this for a moment. Okay, we need that. We're keeping it. We don't need the bombs. Not anymore. We have a laser drill. As small and ineffectual as it is. I'm glad you're enjoying your time, Kayla. So this game just became Minecraft. We're going to have to dig out every wall we find and pick up the gold. Although I suppose it would be Terraria with it being a 2D game here. Go. Oh, wait. That's what it was. It was 4. That doesn't have a limited number of casts, does it? That is now our primary weapon. 1, 2, 3. 4 reserved for our shotgun, which we might have a bit less power out from. Oh, we're still taking damage. Fix that. I will do everything in my power to keep this in my hands. everything, including not getting myself hurt again. You having a good time there? Doing a little spin. Oil potion, ambrosia potion. So it gives you defense, but it sounds like something that could heal you. Protection from all. I suppose we'll make use of that later. Alright, I'm gonna need some health. I'll just eat random things I find on the ground until something works. I can't eat this rock, unfortunately. Yeah, we're gonna need more laser drills. But this is actually going to be incredibly useful for us. Of course, if I don't just dig out all the gold. Ah, that's not doing anything for us. We'll have to find some gold resting above us. Ah, it's so satisfying. Come here, buddy. Get a little bit closer. I want to see you. Goodbye. That's gonna explode, isn't it? Give that to me. Well, so far, I think you already know my favorite. We're going to cut our path of least resistance. That's an electricity pun. Get that blasted over there, which does nothing for us. Let it be known that electricity is dangerous. I think we made a very important discovery here. Give it back to me. I'm not letting us expire so soon. You wouldn't think a lightning bolt would explode, but I suppose that just makes it all the bit better. Alright, we're learning new things again and again. That's just how it's going to be playing this game for the first time. Get out of here. Pick up a little bit of gold. This game gave us a little bit of exposition, but it hardly told us a story. I suppose, as is the case with most roguelikes, we just keep going until we die. There's bound to be a story in here somewhere. The story is, there was once a mad scientist named Xander, who experimented with electricity without wearing his rubber gloves. That's why I always leave them on. Whatever that is, I want it. It looks like it's another wand in there. Let's try to give this one another go. And unscathed. A black hole. I suppose that's useful, but it might be too dangerous. Obviously, that means we should try it out. Okay, simple enough. We'll use that to carve any paths we need. At least it doesn't actually have any gravity effects on us. So what I'm learning here is that we have a number of spells slotted onto our wands. Each of those spells casts either in random order or maybe just in a set order as they're available. If you have more instances of the same spell, you're able to cast it multiple times before the others recharge. So if you find one wand that has just a whole bunch of instances of the same spell, you should be able to use it like a machine gun of sorts. Why is the zombie carrying a rifle? You wouldn't think they'd be intelligent enough for it. What is that? Sand. I hate sand. It's coarse and rough and it gets everywhere. Up, get it. There we go. Find ourselves a bit more gold. More little guys hiding in the dark. And a pedestal with nothing on it. Oh, good heavens. Water potion. Give it to me. Well, everything's on fire. That's a start. Everything is doubly on fire. This ought to solve a few problems. Get a few more bolts down there. To no avail. Give that to me. More toxic sludge, we shall just walk over that. Don't think there's anything useful in the little corner over here. Nothing is glowing through the walls at us. Take a little wander over here. And that is what we'll be looking for once we find our way down there. And up over this hill. I suppose we'll have to go straight through all the toxicity. Well, that was rude. I don't throw dynamite at you the instant I see you. We're gonna do this. And then we're gonna do this. Ah, 2 instances. Now, what do we have here? Well, we know bouncing burst is useful. Pick up that gold before it expires. And another potion. You, I don't like you. Alright, gas bag. And you. How much health do you have? Thank you. It took you way too long to expire. And now there's slime everywhere. It sounds like a party. You're still not dead. It's time for the experiment. And that apparently doesn't seem to do much to actual enemies. Doesn't have any effect on me when I fire it, so that might just be for terrain. You still aren't dead yet. There we go. To the victor go the spoils. Toxic rock. Well, I suppose there are some nasty elements of rock music. That was horrible. Worst joke I've ever told. And it's in the middle of toxic sludge down there. I don't even know if that one's going to be useful for us. There's far more water coming out than I'd think there'd actually be in this potion, so it might be diluting the toxic slime in here. Should give us a chance to test this out. It's bouncing. Luckily, the game is paused while we're down here. I think we'll swap this out for the other bouncing burst. Actually, swap it out for the bombs, because I don't think we'll be using those again. And then, we'll combine the two of them into one wand later. Well, thank you, Kayla. I am my own worst critic at the end of the day. And there is our ticket out of here. Or there. Why not? I don't think we have a guaranteed health pickup every single time. So we might just have to take these as we come across them. That's how a lot of roguelikes work. They'll have you measure the risk and reward that you have. Ooh. What's this now? I love the look of that one. That'll also be useful. Also has some magical properties. Bizarre. I'll check what we have over here first. Strong levitation. Faster movement. Worms run away from you, and worm and looky enemies no longer destroy terrain while burrowing. I think a bit of levitation will help us more. First, map you off. And actually map that one off as well. Which one is the worst comparatively? You know, I think we can even move this off of here. And just replace our starter wand. So here we're not having to worry about ammo. Looks like it just fires a single, very strong bolt. So we'll leave that mapped to a weapon for us to use against stronger enemies. 190 mana max, 210. Shuffle, no. So what does it mean by shuffle? I guess that's just whatever spells come out of it. In a case like that, we should be able to use just 2 bouncing bursts. Black hole gets saved for the reserve. That'll do wonderfully for us. That, a bit less useful. And then this, for any time we really need to make something hurt. Let's give it one more go into the madness. Get it done. Slowly making our way out of here. I don't want to deal with you. And much progress was made that day. Do it again. You, having some fun, buddy? Ah, plenty of gold. And this is why we wanted to be able to fly for longer. Ah, I'm bound to hit something eventually. They're everywhere. Luckily, I'm very good at dodging. To an extent. There we go. We are now cleansed. Come on. There we go. Stand on there. Just a few pixels and we have a platform. Goodness, what was up here? Chaos, I tell you. Well, everything is dead or on fire up here, so my job is done. Now my job is done. Hit it, damn it. There we go. That one was awfully difficult to track. What's our spread here? 1.0 degrees. Well, see, that's the problem. If it's so accurate, I'm going to miss. If it just blasts wildly in every direction, obviously I should hit something a lot better. You can't expect me to be good at aiming now, can you? I seldomly ever do my own dirty work. And surrounded by toxicity again. Just like being back on Twitter. Especially with all these buzzing insects trying to flame me. There we go. Problem solved, but it took us a long time. Indeed, Marky, it was another victory for science. Slowly find our way through here and hopefully not die in the process. Oh goodness. We're doing this again. Those guys have a lot of health. Well, I'll never know what this was over here, I suppose. Seemed like there was some machinery. Anything interesting going on past here? Fire. Lots of fire. And lots of explosions. Please don't kill me. I'm doing so well this time. Here, take some water. Obviously, that's healthy for me. And lose the gold once again. We are definitely the epitome of a squishy wizard. I'm not satisfied yet. Do it again. Give me the salty run back. Last time, I promise. Especially with these runs going so short. Alright. Immediately off to a very active start. There's enemies everywhere. So what can we do in the future to avoid taking damage in the first place? That's obviously our first problem. Now, one of those power-ups said that we can get health back from finding hearts. But where do we find hearts? Hopefully that wasn't just talking about the max health canisters. If that's our only source of healing, hardly a benevolent game, is it? There we go, got rid of the little buggers. Pick this up. Another ambrosia potion. Now how do we get up there? Knowing how the level generation works, we might have to carve our way in. Well, that's a start. Get back. Easy. More bombs. We can definitely use that. Don't think there's anything past there. Well, apparently we can just eat that. Can we eat the minecart? We cannot eat the minecart. This isn't Morrowind. Metal is indigestible. There's gotta be another way to restore health. I'd look forward to it eagerly, whatever it is. That's a dead end. And that will explode. We'll just carve our way downstairs. That'll be a lot faster than going around. Except now we have to wait for it to burn. Or cleverly maneuver around it. Little bits of light to see. Give me that. Well, we didn't really need to go that way, did we? Hardly anything new to be found, and it just led us back here. More toxic sludge. And more of these things. There's a name for them. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce things with the umlauts. Hamis? I don't know. Hamis, something. Yeah, that's a good idea, Kayla. There's plenty of mushrooms around here. We're at 92 health. Let me know if you see anything change. No, not the mushrooms. Not the grass. But we do have a chest. And a marginally useful spell refresher. Thanks, we get one fireball. Wish I would have known about this earlier. No, do that again. There we go. Now watch as it all comes tumbling down. Or it'll take a while. Once it actually gets to the water on the other side, you see it retreat. Yeah, make steam up there. Wonder what all we can make off of it. We'll let that slowly expire, and that should carve our way down to the health power-up. Picking up an egg. Maybe you have to throw it with a bit more force. Well, that explains a lot. Alright, so it looks like eggs just spawn friendly guys for us. Let me in! Yeah, I'm really liking how all the elements blend together. I got fire and wood, but now we have to figure out how to get the water out of here. Obviously, we have to drink our way. We'll just drink our way to the health power-up. And that should be able to let us in. Slowly, slowly but surely. And there we go. There's plenty of puzzle solving to be found with it. But so far, the game doesn't give us too many creative applications. That's a max health container, but that didn't actually heal us any bit. So no, grass does not help us. Nope, that's not working either. Apparently we can eat a lot of stuff until we get satiated, but I don't think having a full stomach actually heals us, does it? When in doubt, eat grass. Eat more grass. A little shrub here. Although I don't think that's interactable. Well, the best way to check would be if we just drank more water. Getting food poisoning. Clumsy movement. Feeling really full, but that's not doing anything for our health. We'll figure something out. He has hearts around him not because he's throwing me hearts, but because he is charmed. You'll see he's just following me around, doing whatever. Chances are he'll attack anyone he comes across who isn't an ally of mine already. Those hearts definitely aren't healing me. That's just an indicator that he's an ally. Hearts being the universal sign of love. And that zombie likes me a little bit too much. Concentrated mana potion. Well, that's obviously a benefactor to us. Rock, delayed spell cast, summon wall, that might be useful. Oil cloud, that might be even more useful. Another firebolt. We'll experiment with that a little bit, in case we ever need to light an entire room on fire. I think we can afford to be a lot more creative with our applications of magic in here. What does blood do for me? Yeah, doesn't do anything else for me. Oh, that guy's an enemy. And somehow I dodged that explosion too. We will never run out of miracles. So apparently, being covered in blood just makes us a lot better at hurting things. See, those frogs are so difficult to notice against all the backdrops here. How did I miss that gold? Give it to me. Slowly find our way around and out of here. And blow that up because we can. I think we're good enough to go. Water, get rid of all of our afflictions. And now, sea of oil. That's interesting. I think for now we just want more offensive spells. Spark bolt with trigger. Cast another spell upon collision. Teleport bolt. Homebringer teleport bolt. Double spell. We don't really have very many useful options here, but we already picked up an oil cloud. I'm sorry, Kayla, I don't think we have an opportunity to pet our friend. And we'll never find out at this point. I'll leave the bombs in reserve for now. You gain new telekinetic powers. Well, electricity is important, but let's not recycle it so soon. Fungal creatures spawn from the corpses of enemies killed by you. Oh! Well, that we can have some fun with. Too much fun, too much fun. Oil does burn. I'd, not exactly want to put it together with the bomb so soon. I probably didn't want to hold on to that for very long. This. I could get used to this. It's just gonna sink into the oil. Alright. Or coal. Jetpack our way through here. Can I get it back? I'll have to wait until everything burns around it. This is a very dangerous item to carry. Hopefully this game is not so sadistic as to make it just randomly explode in my hands. Hey buddy, guess what? Missed. Oh, or, you know, we can do the Thor's hammer technique. There we go. There we go. Just please keep burning. This little storm cloud, raining oil. Isn't that precious? I'll need this. Wizard definitely did not skip leg day. He probably skipped bicep day, though. After all, using telekinesis, so... You saw I was doing nothing. Let's not stand there. I did nothing to warrant that explosion. Everything's trying to kill you, remember that. I suppose if you had sufficient enough telekinetic powers, you could skip both arm and leg day. You guys know Pokemon, right? Of course, but, you remember the Pokemon Alakazam? Canonically... Oh. Well, that's not a friendly treasure chest. Canonically, the Pokemon Alakazam actually has muscles weak enough that they can't move on their own. They use their immense telekinetic powers. This is the yellow and brown Pokemon with the two spoons for anyone who hasn't paid attention in 20 years. They actually use their telekinetic powers to move themselves around, instead of their muscles. You're choking on food. Okay, we can't keep doing that. Oh, what am I thinking? I can just do that. I suppose it's a regular object now, then. Wait for that to explode. Now there is something I need. Slowly get our way up there. Dig ourselves a little hole. And wander our way up here. What do you got for me? Ah, simple enough. Not gonna hurt anything's better. Kind of a waste of half of our firebolts. Take a drink. Terribly oversatiated. That's what happens when you drink too much. It hurts to be this satisfied. Slowly maneuver our way over here. Oh, look at that. The minecarts rust as well if you submerge them. Give it back. I need that. Alright. That hardly has an explanation there. What the name, what was that guy? I suppose we don't have an explanation. Oh well. I think that leaves us at an excellent stopping point so far. This is definitely a game I'm having a lot more fun with, and something I have been curious about is playing a lot more roguelike games on this channel. Since they're a bit less warranting of story progress, it's not something that I can spend too early, so expect to see more Noita. There's definitely going to be some more Guilty Gear this weekend, probably on Sunday, maybe tomorrow. I might do Oblivion or Noita tomorrow, I'm still deciding. But I hope to see you again soon. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already if you'd want to see me around more often. Thank you. Class dismissed.